Alright guys, you already know what's going on by the title of the video. So, here I have my 1992 Chevy S10 with the 2.8 V6 5-speed. It's the TBI fuel injection V6. It's the same thing as the carburetor, it's just the intake's different. So, it is going to be sad. This will be the last time you'll ever see this truck. And yes, I did swap the front end to the 80 style because I took the nice front end that was on here and put it on my 85 S10 over there. And there's a video coming out on this truck. I'm not saying any more on that. Leave out guys guessing in the comments of what's going on. So, she has about 337,000. I think it's like 600 and something miles on it. I don't have no title, never got the title when I bought this truck about a year ago. August coming up, we're in July, so next month will be a year that I've had this truck, and I don't know if I'll still have it by that time that date comes. August the 6th, I believe it was the actual date, 2018. Anyhow, I have really changed the truck since I bought it. I paid $300 for this. It ran and drove. It didn't drive too good, didn't run too good, and didn't look too good. First of all, they had the ugly front end. None of the pieces were here. They had the two marker lights at the bottom, taped up here with zip ties, and a actual cooking grill plate on the front of it, zip tied to the front to make it look like a grill. You'll have to go back to that video and check that out. I'll try to leave it up in the top for you to click on that and check that out. The fenders, this one's actually a new fender, and I'm going to take this fender and put it on that truck over there because the other fender on that one over there is kind of rusty up in the front and some other places inside the wheel well. So the door jambs, the hinges are wore out. You have to pick up the door to shut it. It doesn't, yeah, you have to pick up the door and then shut it. The clutch is pretty good for how many miles is on it. Excuse me, hiccup it a little bit. I painted the door panels. There was no bolts for the seat, and I tightened that down. All 4 bolts for the bench seat were gone. Don't know why, have no clue, but I fixed that because when I drove it home, man, that was the sketchiest ride ever. I had a wheel cylinder leak, so I put a wheel cylinder on it. Went about $10. Yes, it's a parts truck, but I've been driving it for a year, so I went ahead and just put a wheel cylinder on it back when I first got it. Fixed that. The brake switch for the brake lights were sticking. I put a switch in it, and it went like $10. And painted that door panel, painted the whole dash, replaced the dash lights. None of them were lit up, none of them worked. Oil pressure gauge was maxed out to 80, and I fixed that. Put an oil pressure switch on that. Y'all remember that video? The gas gauge is kind of funky. When it gets down to right at the between the white line right there and this one at the bottom, somewhere right in there or right at the white line, it'll just cut off like it's out of gas. And I know that it should go down a little bit more than that before it cuts off, but I ran out of gas, so I know the gas gauge isn't that accurate. Oil pressure's okay when it's up to temperature. These are not for this, as these have come out of a Blazer. I just put them in here to make it look good. These I'm actually taking out. I'm taking that radio, I'm taking the speaker wires that go to the back, because this has 4 speakers, the other truck only has 2 in the front, and you can't really hear that well, especially with no bass either. There's some other things I'm keeping out of this. I'm taking the rear view mirror because it's actually got lights. Well, yeah, both of them work, so that's a cool option. I don't have that, so I'll trace the wiring down. If my camera would focus. Wiring down, it goes all the way down to here, and then down somewhere into the body, all the way down underneath to the fuse box panel. I'll take that too and plug it into mine and see if I can get that to work. That'd be a cool option to have. Let's see here. Bunch of the stuff that's in here I'm taking. It's mine. I've actually got this truck sold. I sold it for $400, and get this. The wheels I'm keeping. They're actually going on that truck. They're brand new wheels actually. I got them. I traded the 15s that I had that are stock for the S10 with center caps and beauty rings for this. These are 195 70 14, and I had 205 75 15, so that was too big. I wasn't supposed to have that size. Supposed to have 14s on it. Don't want to mess up the speedometer. Like I said, what's on the outside, it's really staying. I'm taking that fender though. I'm gonna swap the fenders out. This one's staying. This handle, you have to push in and pull, and it opens. Door jambs and everything, and the hinges are good on this side. It shuts and opens pretty good, except for that handle being broke. Spare tire. This one actually had a actual spare in a tire rim. The other truck over here had a donut, which is this one. It was rusted all to pieces. I tried to lower it one day, wouldn't come down. WD-40 the hell out of it, and that still didn't work. Took a crowbar, and I mean just barely a little bit of leverage, and that thing fell off. And of course I was underneath the truck, and it fell and hit me right in the face. So anyhow, I switched the whole spare unit over to the other truck and the rim and tire, so this one can keep that. I don't want that. I already switched bumpers. This one had a chrome on it, and I switched it to the other one so I can have the chrome style. I've been driving this truck like this for about a year. There's no tag, there's no insurance, and there's no title. I cannot get a title. I was supposed to have gotten a title when I first got the truck a year ago. He gave me a card and a number to the guy that was supposed to have had it. I called them and left a message and never got nothing back. So, kind of crap out of luck there. So anyhow, we'll go ahead and open up the hood and check out the underneath. Now, before I get to further on, I'm just going to let you know before you guys start roasting me in the comments. Now, the reason I bought this truck was specifically for the engine and the transmission. My plans were I was going to take this 2.8 out and put it in that truck, and the 5-speed in here and put it in that truck. But I ran into a lot of things, was looking at a lot of options and everything that I had to do, and it was just way too much work. Not the engine, the transmission swap. So my best plans was to find an automatic, so that's what I was doing. Well, come to find out, I went to go look at a truck that had a guy that was selling everything off of a 1985 GMC Sierra S10. It was in Rutherford, something like that. It's about an hour or so away. I go down there specifically for the transmission, and well, little behold, I bought engine and trans instead of just buying the transmission because I couldn't just pass up the deal. I got dual Flowmaster exhaust with it, the other one. I got bed rails that are on this truck. I also got the wiring harness, the radiator, the fan shroud, everything to make that engine, that 2.8 that was carbureted, run and drive, and the transmission itself. So that's pretty much it. So I'm still going to use this engine if that one blows up. If it locks up, blows up, whatever, I'll pull that one out and put this one right back in its place. I know there's nothing wrong with this one. I put a lot of money into this engine just specifically because my plans were to take this one out and just drop it right back into the other truck. But I didn't do that. But it has a new coolant temperature sensor, switch, serpentine belt, AC delete belt. And if you're wanting another part number, just let me know and I'll give it to you for the belt. Put a battery in it, put a clutch fan in it. It's already got a new radiator, new water pump. I've got new valve covers, gaskets, and I painted the valve covers. New air filter, new outer control valve, the throttle body base gasket's new, plugs, wires, cap, rotor, power steering hose, a bunch of stuff, PCV valve, and the whole PCV valve system was completely plugged. I mean, so bad that I had to take the whole throttle body off and take a screwdriver and brake cleaner and purple power and soak it overnight in order for it to dissolve the grit that was in there. I mean, that was really, really bad. I've never seen one that bad. That's pretty much really it. The only thing I've really done to the truck, I changed the oil. It had 7 quarts of oil in it. It's only supposed to have about 4.5 or something like that quarts, I believe is what the ratio is. The dipstick for the oil was broke. The handle right here was gone, and they said they couldn't check the oil. It had an oil cap in it, but it had a bunch of oil leaking all over the valve cover and everything like that. I painted the bracket, painted the alternator. What else did I do? I put Flowmaster exhaust on this one. It was about 80 bucks. It's single in, single out, 40 series. Sounds pretty good, and you'll see that in a minute. The oil filter that was on it was a Yale oil filter. Never heard of them. I looked it up, couldn't find nothing for them. I also changed the coolant in it when I put a thermostat and gasket in it, because the old thermostat was stuck open and it never got up to temperature. And that's really about it. I did fix the dipstick. You know, I went to the junkyard and got another one, put it in here, fixed that problem. And honestly, that's really about it. I've done this truck. It's really been an awesome truck for what it is, from where it came from. But we'll go ahead and fire it up. I'll quit talking and let you listen to that sound that it's got. 337,629. That's how many miles it's got. And I have put 765 miles on it in a year that I've had this truck. And that is taking it to the store and back, to the parts store and back, to the trash dump. And that's really about it. I put 765 miles on it in about a year. So that's pretty daggone good. That shows you I don't drive it too much. It's actually got a turn down. It comes right over the rear axle and straight down on the ground. All in all, the truck's pretty clean for what it is. For being a 92, that's not bad. It does need brakes in the front. The rotor on the driver's side has got a slit cut in it. I have no clue why. My original thoughts on this truck is it looks like it came from the junkyard, if you ask me. Just because of the smell it used to have inside the truck and the way parts were missing off of this thing that I have replaced and put. But all in all, like I said, it's really been a good truck. I've done a lot of things with it, hauled a lot of things with it. It's been a good truck, and I really hate to see it go, but I can't keep everything. And maybe I'll have another S10 coming up. And my plans are, if you guys, the longest people that's been subscribed to me remembers my 85 Chevy Celebrity. I'm still trying to find one of those. They made those cars from, I believe it was 1980 to 1990. But my favorite year was 1985, which is the one I had. But if I can find one close to that, I'll be happy. Should we do one more test drive before I take her apart? Who wants to see a test drive? One last drive. I think I do. about it. For some reason it does have a brake problem whenever you go to first drive it for the first time. Either if it's been sitting for a little bit or not, it's like the back brakes lock up because it's very, very touchy. Sometimes it'll lock up the back tires whenever I go to barely just push on the brake pedal. Oil pressure is good. If it would focus. Temperature is, well, it's above 100. Second. Got you set up in the dash. I doubt you'll stay, but we'll try it. Definitely gonna miss this truck, that's for sure. That's fifth. Downshift. There we go. Probably would help. Alright guys, well, that's pretty much it for the test drive and the last thing of this truck. It'll be the last time you'll probably ever see it. If you have any questions or comments, leave them at the bottom. I appreciate it. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. I make how-to repair videos just about every other week, whenever possible, whenever I can. Thanks for watching. Have a great day or night.